Well, hello again. I had a little trouble getting up in here, but the last live I did, they said I had it on private, so I had to go in there and try to change that so it could get up. And now I'm here on my Just My Thoughts channel. And like I said, I'm going to drop the link because it's a lot of interesting stuff going on, people. It's a lot of interesting things going on in this country right now that we need to have a quick discussion on. And if you want to come up, we can do it. If not, then I'll just sit here and look at my chat and see what my chat has to say. Hello, Miguel. I'm glad to see you back up here again. Like I said, uh, Biden has decided to resign. He withdraws from the 2024 race, but he endorses Kamala Harris. There was an interesting thing that went on and said that Kamala Harris, something about Kamala Harris not being the one or not being the right person or at this time, I don't know. But the way I look at it, it's uh it's the lesser to me. Everybody last week was talking about the lesser of two evils. Now we got somebody in here that people are throwing a little shade at. Good afternoon, Miss Cheryl Burnett. Good afternoon, dear. Glad to see you here. Yeah, this is going to be my first live about what's going on out there in the world right now, and I'm just, yeah, you're watching CNN. I'm at NBC News now. Not plugging for a commercial or anything, guys. I'm just saying it's very interesting at what's going on in the country right now. Besides all the riffraff that has been going on, and then the storms and the heat, and I think this is really heated up now. It has heated up. Uh, I'm waiting to see if Uncle Claude, if you when you drop down here, and like I said, if I get enough people, we'll have the discussion. If not, we'll still have a discussion. Do I feel that Kamala Harris is the right person for the job? You guys are wanting to know that. First thing first is yes, I do. I think she's the right person for the job. But I also feel that she has to be smart in picking who she wants as her VP. Hey, hello, yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Like I said, I've gotten to witness a lot of history now. I'm witnessing things that in my lifetime of 74 years of living, I thought I never would see happen, but it's happening. And why? I don't know, but I'm just glad. Yeah, he picked her. I mean, that's who he endorsing. I mean, what other logical reason would you expect him not to endorse his own vice president? Let's face it. And they're both Democrats, so it would seem to me that people, well, I don't know. Obama hasn't came out and said anything. I haven't heard anything from him. Like I said, I'm listening. I got a little earpiece in my ear, listening to the news as they go along and trying to get things in perspective. But I still say that Kamala Harris was next in line. So is the next best cat. Everybody wanted him to resign. Who else was going to take over when he resigned? They were talking about that 8 months ago. He needs to step down. So yeah, I believe she is qualified for it. That's my point. She is qualified. And for a lot of people to sit up here and look at her as a second rate person in the White House, Oh yeah, they're gonna write a good speech for him. And you also got to remember he has the C-19 COVID, and there's no telling when he might get out there and say something from his office, from the office or anything. Or they definitely got to set up a press conference for Biden and the speech writers, and we all know that a lot of times they have people write speeches for him, even though they may not want to say those things in a speech. They write them. So I'm saying that yeah, he'll be out there in a little bit. Yeah, I know why I know why they're looking at her second rated. Number one, first of all, and most important, she's a woman, and not only a woman, a black woman. Let's make that first. Secondly, she was a prosecuting attorney in the state of California, in which she sent a lot of black men to jail, and that was during the time of the crack epidemic and all this, when drugs were running amok, and yeah. And then we looked at it as her working for the man and not giving our people a break. And I'm going to be real honest and realistic to you. A lot of shit we bring on ourselves. And I'm not going to get mad with a black person that's doing their job. Now, was it fair to some people? Maybe yes, maybe no. But when you holler about get the drugs and the guns off the street, let's take for instance, say we had they created offers to where this person would have to get all the guns off the street. Let's make him a black man. Let's make him a federal official. He comes in, goes in, and when he catches you with a gun, they take the weapon from you, and then you get sentenced to prison. Especially when you committed a crime. That's another thing too. Committing crimes and getting punished for them is one thing. Committing crimes and not being punished for it is another. So it's hard to base that on anything. But like I said, the way people are going to look at it now, she's a woman, number one, and especially us black men and being men, we don't want to see a woman out in front. I do want to see a woman out there in front. I would love to leave this earth one of these years and say I've seen two things in my lifetime: a black president and a woman president. And to be honest with you, I don't give a damn if she's black or white, long as it's a woman, because women are far outdo anything. Women are they've been second class citizens regardless to whom or what race they belong to. Women have been second class citizens. Man is always the men that make the laws and try to control the laws. They've always kept women in the back of them. Like they said, I would rather you walk beside me in the back. And if necessary, dear, you take the lead. You walk ahead of me. Men, real men aren't going to say that, you know. So I believe that I believe that she's dignified. Okay, he's walking. I see he's walking up to the podium. Everybody's got their mask on. I'm going to mute, and I hope you guys are listening and watching this because I'm afraid to broadcast a live TV thing on here because I'm not a part of the YouTube extravaganza where I buy into the YouTube stuff. So I'm just going to mute myself and I'm going to listen. Well, no, they're not speaking yet. They're showing excerpts of them when they first came out, and he was his nominated as the presidential candidate. But as I said before, I'm just waiting for some people to come up if they want to. That's so true. That's so true, dear. That is so true. You hit that on the bullseye. That's 100. And I can't. That's all I can say about that. That's true. That is so true. Because what if something had happened maybe 2 years ago? You see what I'm saying? How would we feel about things? How would we look at things? So now this is where we should come together as a country and let people know and let the world know, hey, we're not still living in the backwoods to where a woman, be it black or white, can become president. That's all. And I don't know. I'm just taken back by it. I'm just taken back by it. I'm gonna go on mute for a few seconds and listen to what some of these women news anchors are saying. Oh, good afternoon, Uncle Claude. Your computer's acting up. Well, I'll tell you, I'm still going to drop the link for you, and if we can work it out, we can try to get through it if you want to. If you want to do it that way. Good afternoon, Gerald Bell. Good afternoon, sir. Yeah, okay, Uncle Claude. I dropped the link. I was interested in about your last statement. Yeah, that is the truth, KM. I believe that basis. So, like I said, I dropped my link. Anybody wants to come up? I don't know how to pin it yet. When I get ready, when I learn that part of the aspects of this good YouTubing, to pin my link, I'll pin it. And like I said, this is just my thoughts on this whole presidential thing now, the elections and the turn of events. I said to myself the other day when they said that he had that COVID and he was sickly. They're going to have to do something. They're going to have to do something. Uh, he stepped down, and let's face it. If he hadn't endorsed Kamala Harris, who would he endorse? That's my point. Who would he endorse? Good afternoon, Happy Child. Glad to see you. I know you heard the news, and I'm trying to get a discussion along with some other people. And so I'll be more frank about it. If you wanna drop down, I'll send a link for anybody. Now, Uncle Claude said he having a problem with his computer. I know how that computer stuff can get. So I'm gonna send the Candy Cane. Thank you, dear. Yes, this is my just my thoughts channel, and I'm coming up here now because we have a thing of history going on in this country. Yeah, Biden has dropped out of the race, but he has also endorsed Kamala Harris for to run for president of the United States. So that's what I'm saying. Okay, I see someone in the back. Oh, okay, it's Uncle Claude. Uh, Adding you to the stage, Uncle Claude. Can you hear me? Hello, Uncle Claude. I
Yeah,
think we
this is
got.
fine. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I had to turn up my volume too.
I hear this echoing back and forth.
It
I
is.
had to use my phone this time. I'm normally on the computer, but I'm
Yeah.
trying out the
Well.
phone. I don't know if
Okay. Well, believe it or not, I'm on my phone also. So that's been my little secret. I use the phone quite a bit. I find out that if you got a good connection, Wi-Fi connection with your phone, and you speak into it, then you can get there. So there's another young lady there, KM Bay. She says, I don't care who they put in there. My rights are very important to me. Nappy Child says, in history, black women have carried the Democrats. Let's go. Says the quiet part out loud now. Okay. Okay, Uncle Carl. So what do you think about it yourself? What do you think about it? I'll go on mute. Maybe you'll come through better too.
okay, let me first start off by saying I can't stand Kamala Harris. I can't stand her. She's, I mean, she might as well be a white woman. She just might as well be, or a white man for that um, matter. And I'm really shocked, Mr. Carruthers, that you actually said that you actually thought that this was only. I don't think that she can win because she's a woman. No, it has absolutely nothing with that. We don't know which Kamala Harris we're going to get. Is is she going to be white Kamala Harris? Is she going to be West Indian Kamala Harris? Is she going to be Indian Kamala Harris? Um, or she's going to be so-called black Kamala Harris? I don't know which one we're going to get. So, I mean, the fact of the matter is, I don't trust her, first and foremost. That being said, I have to listen. This is one of those when you vote, this is facts over feelings. This is one of those F your feelings times when you go to the voting to the voting ballot. Because I'd rather vote for Kamala Harris than a man who committed high treason and tried to start a civil war in this country. There is no way I'm voting for Donald J. Trump. No effing way. Period and point blank. So I mean, I'm gonna have to hold my nose and bring some Febreze with me when I go to the polling place. That's all I have to say because there's no way voting Trump cannot do it, will not do it. First of all, as I mentioned before, he shouldn't be in jail. He should have been killed by firing squad. That is the type of treason that he committed. And he did it more than once. I mean, what he did it's so crazy how they forgot about Charlotte. They don't even bring up Charlottesville anymore. But it's just amazing how this Republican Party gets away with everything, and they back things just to suit their needs. But the way if I were the Democratic Party right now, and I guarantee they don't do this because the Democratic Party has been stupid. They should go. It should be Kamala Harris as president, and the vice president should be Jasmine Crockett, and I guarantee they will not do it because they don't want to see two quote unquote. And I hate when they use that term, women of color, in the same. They're not going to have both on the same ballot. They're going to break it up. They're going to put some old loser in there that nobody can relate to, and they're going to lose this stupid. They're going to lose if they don't do it right. But if you have, first of all, Miss Crockett is young enough to galvanize the younger Democratic fan base. You're going to get automatically the 18 to 24 vote, and that's something that both parties have struggled with. But this is the way the Democrats can get younger and stronger at the same time. I doubt they'll do it, but I think that would be the way to go if I were the Democratic Party. Now, what are
So there's also a thing that just came out. They were talking about, you know who, Obama, Michelle Obama running with her. What about that?
um, I I could see it because she is more established, but I don't know. Oh man, because
Yeah.
that she's an extension of Barack Obama. And listen, we would be killing to have Barack Obama back in office right now. I get it. Um, and she definitely has the name recognition. I don't know. I would rather go with the younger Crockett myself. I understand the Obama name still carries clout. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're going to have the built-in argument from the Republicans. Oh, you talk about Trump wanting us. This will be, in essence, a third term of Obama. We can't have that. Blah, 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 blah,
No,
blah, blah. You know,
I wouldn't. I'm not
especially
going to say
on
it would be a
Ricky
third
Bobby
term of Obama.
and the
I'm
crew.
just saying
Because remember,
history
Trump
in
fan
general
base is
itself.
fourth graders.
Yeah, I'm just saying history itself. It's the problematic thing that we may have a woman in the White House as president of the United States. Now, if you think that the Democratic Party would try to solidify that, why not with Michelle Obama? Or even why with the candidate that you were talking about being a younger person, but here where it comes in, the experience, the diplomatic things, the core things that Michelle has brought to the table. And let's face it, she's not a dumb woman. And another thing, I heard you say that you call Kamala Harris everything but a black woman. Now, is she a black woman or is she just a woman of mixed race that's in the White House, as we know of her?
That's how she refers to herself.
Does she actually? I've seen her giving speeches though when she says she's proud to be a black woman now. So I don't know. Is she confused? That's what I'm asking.
It depends on what day. She's very confusing, Mr. Brothers. This is the same. This is the same woman who said that she would never do anything just for black folk. Do you want to trust somebody like that?
I don't know if I would trust her or just look at it as a political ploy. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at. Because, like I said before, a lot of people hated her because she was once the what was it, prosecuting attorney during the times when they were sending black people to jail at astronomical numbers, as we say, for drugs
I
and
know
all
that
that
for
stuff.
California. We know that. I mean,
Yeah. So what does that? I mean, If we're going to live in our past, why not
But they all
re-elect
do
that
that.
sucker
So I mean,
that's
who's doing
running
the job?
against them? If we're
Who's
going to
just
go
doing
back
the
to the
job? I mean,
past
that
and live
part.
like we used
I
to,
mean, we know the difference.
well, she just got their endorsement from the Clintons. So there's a lot of people coming out Democratic wise that are speaking for Harris. Now, who she chooses as her running mate is the thing that we have to look at and wonder about. Sure, Vanessa, I say she's a woman of color.
Yeah, I agree. And that's how and she doesn't even refer to us. I'm just plain Candy. She's OJ. She's freaking OJ. I can't stand.
Well,
But
don't
again,
don't don't say it too
if
much,
not for
Uncle
her,
Charles.
then
Don't
Trump.
say it.
I
Don't
mean,
say
this
it
is
too
one of
much because
those.
you got
This is lessons to evil style. This is what this is.
yeah, they're gonna be saying, "Hell, we're up here being he-man woman haters." But I really in this time and age and now where things are so
Oh no,
critical.
no, come on. Well, if they do say that, they say it. I don't care. All I'm doing is telling the truth.
Yeah, but they say the truth shall set you free, and I believe that I know about Kamala
I
Harris.
vote for Megan Thee Stallion over Trump. I vote for Little Kim over Trump.
Oh, Lord. Here's a good one from Nappy Child says, "Do we want to keep giving tax breaks to millionaires, million and billionaires, while they buy favors with the U.S. Supreme Court and others for their benefit?" That's a good one. That's a good one because we know what he did when he was in office before. All them tax breaks, they can say what they want to say. Uh-uh. And I think a lot of it has to do with that stimulus package that came out during the time he was in there. Do people remember that he wanted his name on the check instead?
Well, you know that this man is a narcissist. I mean, we know that. I'm listen. This is anybody but Trump. This is how we need to vote this November. That's all there is to it. Um,
Yeah,
at least
that's what I agree to.
at
Anybody
least
but
they did
Trump.
it in time. They didn't wait till September to do this. I mean, he acted swiftly. He stepped down.
Yeah, I think he stepped down because of that COVID incident too. That's another thing I think of too.
And remember, when it comes to those tax breaks for the rich, listen, Reagan was really the first one who did that.
Yeah, and they're trying to keep it flowing too. That's my point. Every time a Republican gets into office, they want to keep it flowing, keep it going. So I'm not going to sit up here. Yep, that's what I just said. CNN, Cheryl Burnett even verified it. The Clintons are endorsing Harris. Good afternoon, Byron Law, with that smile turned upside
Hey,
down there.
I
Yes,
just,
it's political day right now on this platform. uh, I'm looking at it from a history standpoint. Looking at it
it's
from
Uncle
a
Mo's day is what it is. Listen, this lesson two evils.
How are you looking at it, Uncle Claude? From a political standpoint or from deep inside the gut feelings that you have?
I'm looking at it from all standpoints. It's not, I mean, it's not about my feelings. It's about what's best for this country. And right now, I believe that Kamala Harris is best for this country. I think if Trump goes in there again, we're going to have a civil war. This this country is even more divided. This country has always been divided, but
Yes.
it's to the boiling point now, especially, and Trump will do nothing more than fan the flames of it. He he's like Nero fiddling while Rome burns. That's Trump.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you on that. You're going to be feeling while Rome burns, and we're going to sit back here and be wondering why we let it happen. So, no. And now is the time to unite, back your party. If you're a Democrat, act like you're a Democrat. Don't look at it because it's a woman getting ready to that's been endorsed as the next maybe presidential candidate, because they still got to clear it. Let's face it, with the Democratic Party itself, they got to still have their convention and all that good stuff. So it's not a done deal, people. It's not a done deal. But right now, as it stands, that's who's going to be. That's who it's going to be. And I'm glad. And even though Uncle Claude don't agree with me, she's a woman of color. I still say she's a black woman no matter what. She's a sister from another mother, from another country, from another era and another time. I'm
She
glad for
doesn't
her.
think she's a black woman. But go ahead.
Well, my daddy was a Jamaican. Does that not make him
You
a
see,
black man just because because he's a Jamaican? Does that not make him what he is, a black man in this country? And regardless to her even being in politics, they thought of her as a black woman.
he was still a dark skinned man, right? Hold on, don't compare white men. Don't do that.
No, my daddy was a very, very dark skinned man.
So
Yes,
how
he
can you
was.
compare his Kamala Harris husband to your
Because
to his
he
father?
was
No,
a foreigner. He was a foreigner. Now, was she born in the United States?
so he was still a black man.
Huh?
I'm gonna be honest. I believe she was. Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
she was born here. But so what? She married a
But
white man. Who cares?
well, that's a whole nother ball game we're talking about. Because if she was born in America, what
She's
does she
being
have
here
on her?
for it.
We
Just
I haven't seen a birth
everybody does
certificate.
these days.
I haven't seen a birth certificate, so I'm not going to say what she. To me, she looks like a black woman, and that's just my thoughts on it. Now, until I see that birth certificate and it says otherwise differently, then to me she's black. Everybody born in this country that has a any inkling or they think that's got an ounce of blackness in them, they will put down the word Negro or black on their birth certificate. Even back then, when kids were being born out of a different country, they still put them down as
But
black.
that's not even. I again, the issue is as long as it's not Trump. I'm not even concerned about that.
And we look at, and as I look at this woman, I don't know. It's, maybe God is trying to tell us something. Maybe we got to look beyond the color,
And
the
she did go to
races.
an HBCU. She did.
Hmm? What'd you say, Uncle Claude?
No, I said she went to an historically black college.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, we know it's about who's the best qualified. I'm not sitting up here, and she is qualified. If you look at her credentials, she's definitely qualified to do it. But it is all about who her running mate is going to be, also.
Right.
Because if
And
she
I'm
chooses
hoping, and like
a
I said,
poor
me as a
running mate,
black
she's not
man,
going to win.
well, I think she will win. If, like I said, you were talking about your candidate with the younger generation, she can come in with Kamala Harris. I forgot her name. What was her name? Van Jones?
Jasmine Crockett, I think that's the perfect candidate for her.
Jasmine Crockett. Okay. To be honest with you, I'm gonna have to look up Janice Crockett. I never, and I'll be honest, I never heard anything about Janice Crockett.
Make
So,
sure to look her up. You'll see what I'm talking
okay.
about.
Is
You'll
she
see
in
what I'm
Congress
talking about.
now? Is she in Congress now?
Yes, she is.
She's a congresswoman? Okay.
And I believe she represents the state of Texas. Yeah, I have to sometimes I pause myself because there's so much feedback on this
Right.
phone.
Right. Okay. Yes. She's a representative.
See, I can see them trying to put a Latino woman in there too, try to cover all bases. I can see that. They could probably put in like an Alexandria Ocasio Cortez, and oh man, that would be a oh god, that would be hard for me to stomach. I can tell you that right
Mm,
now. And she's from New York, by the way, so I know all
yeah.
about her. I cannot
Yeah.
stand that woman. Cannot stand
Yeah.
her.
Now she's very controversial. I know that. Mm,
That would be a mistake to put her on the ballot. A huge mistake.
mm.
Just my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna agree with you on that because radicalness is not what we need right now. The country is, to me, is too far to the left radicalism, and they want to hurt people and do things to people when they don't agree with each other. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just
But I can tell you what, don't expect reparations out of Kamala Harris. Don't expect reparations from her. I'm just saying.
uh, okay. I see my moderator's back here with me. Let me bring her up too. Like I
Hello, how are
said,
you all doing?
Oh, hey,
good
Miguel Walls,
afternoon.
how are you?
All
Good
right.
afternoon.
Is this the one that stood up to that lady on that the Crockett lady stood up to the other lady? Is this the same one or is this another?
Yeah, the bad bot. Yeah, yes,
Ye-
that's
Oh,
her.
okay. Okay, that's her. Oh, okay.
She stood up to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yes,
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Well, yeah,
I love her.
I'm reading
She's
about her
the
now.
perfect
She
vice
is
president
young.
for this country.
Well, I'm gonna go,
in my opinion.
I'm gonna have to go in and read about her. But she said like that she may be a good running candidate with Kamala Harris. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have to go in and read about her myself. But I know that I won't be voting for Trump, so I know that much.
Well, okay, but yeah, she is a young bitch. She
Yeah,
earned a BA
I feel
in
we have
business
to see it.
administration.
So
Yeah,
no,
I'm
there's
gonna
no
read. Like I
way,
said, she
no
has
way
a
I
lot of
know
history.
that person.
Yeah, somebody wants to
No, her
know
name is
Janet.
Jasmine Crockett.
Right, Jasmine.
Jasmine Crockett.
Yep,
Jasmine
from
Crockett.
Texas.
She's from the state of Texas. Yes, she is from the state of Texas.
I tell you, that would be that. I would love to see that ticket be formed. That's a ticket that would definitely galvanize the Democratic Party. It makes it younger. It makes it stronger. To me, it checks all the boxes.
Well, it might check all the boxes, but like I said, it's about experience and everything
And,
else.
and quiet as kept, Trump doesn't even like his vice president. Let's put that out.
Oh well, we know this. We know this.
You know he was talking about he wanted to run by himself.
There's no way that he can run by himself.
Hey, but you know that I mean,
Yeah, I know
See,
anything's possible in this
they hate each
world.
other, those two.
Well, yeah, because his vice president wasn't the guy that
Well,
he
look how
elected.
he did
Didn't
by
even endorse
Pence.
him in the
Look how he
beginning.
did his last VP.
Right. Look out. Right.
and
Yeah,
then
sure.
too.
But beauty doesn't get it. Brains has got to go along with that beauty too. Now, I'm just going to say it.
Now
Period.
you see, Miss Burnett. Now you see what I'm talking about.
That's it. Uh, I want a
And
little
hey,
brains
listen.
with that
No,
beauty
she's
now.
very eloquent. She's very smart. Very, very smart.
And she has a good
No, she's
business
a
mind
brilliant
too.
woman.
She got a good business
No,
mind
no, no.
too.
She's a brilliant woman. I wouldn't even bother to even bring her up if I didn't feel a certain way. No way.
Hmm.
And then Trump was also talking about once he got up, they afraid that once he get up there he won't leave. So it's
Well,
like
we all
it's the
know. We
lesser
all
two. It's
know.
like it's like the lesser two. I guess you would say two evils.
Well, we all know that Trump wants to be a dictator of this country. He doesn't want anybody else to rule the country but him. So that if people want to go along with that asinine idea, go right on ahead. But like I said, right now the most important thing to me is getting the Democrats together. Joe
Hmm.
Biden has resigned. Let's face it, he's not no longer going to be our president, and he endorsed Kamala Harris. And I'm like Uncle Claude now, whom is she going to pick? And I would like other people to get in there and figure out my choice. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, it's going to be regardless. Yeah, this Jasmine Crockett, she's a young, fresh black woman, freshman colleague or whatever. But far as knowing things, being able to travel around the world and doing stuff, I would rather see her pull Michelle Obama, put Michelle Obama on the ticket along with her. That'll give women a really good reason to come out and vote. Then there's always that excuse about women not backing women, women not caring about women. That would be a good thing because let's face it, the popularity of the name Michelle Obama will bring people out to vote. And regardless about her husband being there, I don't think once she has the power, he can't influence her like that. Let's face it, women do have all the power. Even we as men, our wives will get a better job, and hey, yeah, they'll tell us what to do, and they'll make recommendations. But as a woman being the backbone of a man, sometimes that man is going to have to let that woman be the backbone. And now, in a time of history, we got women out there. Let them be the backbone of this country, because like I said, it wasn't just founded on one particular race or one particular type of people, but at least we can all band together as one and say, hey, look, it's going to be like this is what we want. And then if they don't want to do it, there's always ways of getting them out of office without that other word, that A word. But there's ways of getting them out of office. They're not doing their jobs. They're not respecting the people's wishes. You know, we want them to get rid of those lobbyists. We want them to get rid of those people that buy people out. So in order to do that, you got to have a person willing to do that. Somebody that's going to be strong enough and say, hey, no, And the first thing first they ought to do is reverse that Supreme Court decision on women's rights to abortion, women's right to get birth control, and everything else. Because, like I said, the country is going backwards. It's not going forward. It's going backwards. And if we let it, heaven help us all.
Well, I mean, I'm with you, but I also want us to fight for our reparations as well. We need to still bring that up to the forefront.
Yeah, we can bring that to the forefront. But what has been in the forefront since before the reparations? The things that are taking us backwards, like Agenda 2025, when they really should have been talking about reparations and push that to the back burner. Everything that we want for ourselves gets pushed to the back burner, but yet they can bring out stuff that they think that's gonna
They always
keep us
put it
from
to the back burner, Mr. Carruthers. They always
yeah
have. And we
from us
allow them to
having
do that. That
anything.
is our fault as well.
Yeah. So reparations are nice, and what are we gonna do with them after we get them? Who knows? If
We
they
have
get
to
it up
keep their
there.
feet to the fire. This is our responsibility as voters is to hold these people accountable. That's our job.
But we don't hold them accountable. Why? Because most of us get bought out. Let's face it, most of us get bought out. And it just doesn't start nationally, it starts locally too. You know, if a person is elected dog catcher, I would expect him to be out there chasing and collecting dogs instead of out there trying to arrest a person on the streets. You're a dog catcher. That's what you were elected to be. If you didn't want to be that, why even chose to go into that field? And if you're representing me in Congress or even in the Senate, you're representing me, and I told you what a majority of us told you what we wanted and what we needed, and you're failing because of what some PACs is buying you out, or some pork belly group wants to give you an extra line the pockets with money. And let's face it, that's what a lot of them are getting their money's lined with. These PAC groups, these places that tax cuts and stuff like that. When you leave the country, your goods being made over there should be taxed as high as anybody else's from a foreign country coming back into the United States. Look at Harley Davidson. They left the United States. So, like I said, we have to really get with people that are serious about making us great as a union, number one, as a union, and making our people feel proud of each other too. Be it black, white, yellow, brown. You know, everybody needs to be proud, but you don't be so proud to where you forget to where you come from. You hear a whole lot of people say started from humble beginnings. Well, if you're so humble, when you get up there and get rich, you should know that you left people behind. Why not go back and get them? Why not try to bring them up instead of tearing them down? But that's not a realistic society, though. That's something we all dream of. To me, it could be done. We can make it happen, but we have to be realistic about it.
Well, we have to stay on code as a people as well. I mean, that, let's face it, it all begins at home. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to galvanize together as a people before we can even think about anything else. So until we do that, I mean, we're going to still just keep running around in circles. So we have to be on code. Now, we're not going to agree all the time, and no human being agrees 100% of the time, but we
No.
can stay on code. We can respect each other as a people.
Well, like you said, Uncle Claude, staying on code. But a lot of people have forgot what code means. You see, you're right about that. So when you tell young people stay on code, what does that mean to them? You know, you can tell me all day to stay on code. The way I've been looking at myself, I've been on code all my life. There's a lot of things I haven't done that I should have been doing, but I know one thing and certain two things for sure. I love my black people, and I love people that help black people as Jesus loved them. I'm not going to be jumping up and down and praising them. But when you do good to me, I'll do good to you, regardless to what color you are. Things separate us in life.
Well, the bottom line, it shouldn't even be about, it's more about right and wrong than black and white.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And we know it's wrong. We know it's wrong, but still we agree with it. A lot of things that go on here on YouTube, we know it's wrong, but we don't want to separate ourselves from that. We don't want to, we're not bold enough to say, hey, look, you were wrong. I'm not going to listen. I'll go somewhere else to ease my mind. But we like drama. Everybody says we like the drama. We like to argue. We like to beef. There's a lot of things that's not worth beefing about unless it's your freedom. And then you can stand up there all day long and talk about that, your freedom. And trust me, if that guy gets back in office, there is going to be no freedom. I don't care about anything, what anybody has to say about it. There won't be any freedom. And if you enjoy now the lifestyle that you have, yeah, it could be better. But you got to realize you can't go off of emotions either. And a lot of us do. We go off of emotions instead of sitting back, listening, and saying, you know what? You're right. You're right. So let's pool together. I ain't got a slice of bread. You give me a slice. And when you need a slice, I give you two. You know, even if you gave me one, give you back two. Because I appreciated you giving me that one slice that kept me from being hungry. Even though you may not need it, I'm still going to give you back two. And once we do that, we'll get back three and four. We even double it if necessary to the people that helped us get to where we are today. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't think about that. As an old man, I cry out sometimes, Lord, why?
I'm going to step down now. I thank you so much, Mr. Carruthers, once again. And
All right,
I
Uncle
haven't
Claude, and
really
thank you for
never
being
really
here.
let Miss Wallace really speak into you. So I'm going to step down now. I thank you all so much once
All
again.
right, thank you for being here, Uncle
Thank you,
Claude.
Uncle Claude.
Take care. We have to stay on code and We just have to make sure no Trump. Thank you.
All
Yeah.
righty.
Alrighty. Thank you. Yeah, I see Nappy Child. Well, yeah, just attack. Right. See, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be men against women now. It's going to be men against women. That's what it's really boiling down to. It's not the political standpoint of things. It's a standpoint of men being against women. And these women got the ladies get together and show the world, show that manly world that, hey, look, we can run a country just as good as you can. So Obama has made his statement. Okay, did he? What did he? Well, I'm missing some of it because I'm doing a live here, but there's going to be a lot resaid about it again, and we can come back up and talk
Obama
about
just
it later. And if somebody wants to come up and do a live of their own, I'll be over there with you. I'll support you guys. Uh,
well, what it was saying was that it's that Obama supports Biden in his statement.
mm,
Cause I'm watching CNN.
yeah, that's everybody's watching CNN right now, but I got NBC News on right now, and they're just talking about all the people that are endorsing Harris after Biden exits. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of people coming out the woodwork talking about it. And it's just and I'm like Uncle Claude, who is she going to pick for her vice president? And will the Democratic Party, and let's face it, that's run by men, will they appreciate her pick? Or will they be trying to whisper in her ear?
Hmm.
Mm, So, with that being said, you guys, I got to get up and cook my dinner, and I'm going to listen to the TV. And I'll be back later on tonight. Like I said, a lot of things have been running through my head here. Right now, this is important to me. As an older gentleman, I know it's a lot of young people listen to me, but as an old man, this is part of history for me. Something that, once again, I can say God has allowed me a day to see and to talk about. Cheryl Burnett, I want to thank you for being up here this evening. Nappy Child, doggone it, babe. Love you. Glad to see you here. KM, babe, always, as always. Thank you all. Yeah, I'm going to be safe, dear. I'm going to be safe. I'm going to be careful. Uh, it's going to be interesting about what the justices of the Supreme Court, especially Thomas, has to say about it. That's what I'm looking at, too. So, with that being said, I want to say thank you all once again for coming up, and Gail always being there on time when you can. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
All righty, I'm gonna head on. I'm gonna go ahead and go on down.
All right.
All right.
Bye bye. And yeah, you guys all be safe out there. Pay attention to the news tonight. You know, if you can, get away from all the clowning that's going on YouTube right now, and because this is history. This is real life history. This is something that's going to affect you, myself, my kids, my grandkids on down the line, and our future generations. So always be mindful of things that go on around you instead of just in front of you. But that being said, love you as Jesus loved you, and I will talk to you guys later. Yes, this is real serious. This is real serious, Candy Cane. It's something that we all have to look at.